Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
We're back, and you don't have a king can in your hand, so that's an improvement.
We're doing a little bit better.
We're doing a little bit better. Incremental growth every day.
Yeah. But some decent fights this weekend happened. Not much on the boxing side. Uh, but we could start off with Bellator. I only watched the main fight.
I only watched the main event, dude. I was watching Olympics until the main event.
Yeah, so let's just talk about the main event. AJ McGee doing that damn thing a lot quicker than I thought it was going to happen.
I don't remember my exact prediction, but I'm pretty sure I said decision.
Yeah.
But I know for sure I had McKee. Dude, this is the craziest thing. It's like this reminds me a lot of when Conor McGregor had came up and was just starching all these guys. Like McKee won so dominantly and so quickly. It was very impressive, but we still don't know how good he is. There's so many things we don't know about his game yet.
Yeah, how will he face adversity? But what can you do? Is impressive right now, and we can't take anything away from that.
No. There's nothing like Pitbull was the top 3 featherweight on the planet. I don't care. He was in Bellator, whatever. It doesn't matter. He was one of the top guys in the world, and he went out there and finished him in under 3 minutes, and he did it in 3 different phases. He hit him with a head kick, almost knocked him out. Hit him with like a 3-punch combination, almost knocked him out, and then he chokes him unconscious, almost knocks him, almost puts him unconscious with the choke, and then the ref stops the fight. So like he beat him 3 times. What more can you ask from this guy?
Yeah, and I'm afraid that they're probably going to do a rematch for the lightweight belt. That's my prediction.
So, see that you think you want to see that? In my opinion, it's like that only favors McKee more moving up in weight. I think they might as well just go ahead and give him the lightweight belt. This isn't going to be any closer. It's going to be worse, I think, next time. And then we should start working towards an Amosov McKee super fight with 2 Bellator undefeated champions. Imagine that at like a catch weight of like 165 or something.
That'd be a good fight for sure.
That's what I want.
But anything else you want to touch on that?
I heard Brent Primus got robbed. I know Reese was upset about it. I heard a lot of people online actually were upset about it. I heard he's fighting well off of his back, and didn't really give him credit for that. I was surprised that he lost, but the guy he fought only has 1 loss. He's 20-1 or something.
Yeah, tough dude.
You didn't watch the fight though?
No. I'll have to rewatch it. Yeah.
Another shocking upset. Emmanuel Sanchez lost.
Yeah, that was really different. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
Hey, but Mads Burnell's on like a 5-fight win streak now or something, and it looks like he might get the next shot at featherweight title. So,
if he doesn't vacate it, AJ McGee.
Yeah, if he doesn't vacate it. So, in the post-fight press conference, Scott Coker was saying that he wants to make AJ a superstar. He's gonna potentially pay-per-view fights for on the Bellator side, which would be interesting. He's gonna continue to try and do cross-promotion fights with the UFC, which I doubt will happen, but it's good that he wants to try to push this. Do you think that Bellator can hold on to AJ McKee until the time he's 30 years old?
I don't know. It's too early to say.
Why is it too early to say he's the champion now? He's the face of Bellator.
If he's out of contract, I think he'd probably go to the UFC.
Even though he's going to probably make more money fighting in Bellator.
It's tough. Michael Chandler makes good money in the UFC, so.
He does. My personal opinion is stay in Bellator, keep cashing checks, win every single title in every single division, work your way on up, just destroying guy after guy after guy, and become a superstar. I mean, Pitbull was not a superstar, but he was a well-known fighter outside the UFC. Vadim Nemkov, same thing. They're building guys. You can become a big-name fighter outside the UFC. It's just a little more difficult to do.
For sure. I agree with that.
Okay. Anything you want to talk about on the UFC yet?
Just the main fight, please. Just the main fight. I don't want to talk about that card.
Okay, I just want to mention one thing on the co-main event. So Cheyenne Buys, who won by ground and pound elbow, won a $50,000. Is she sneaky?
She's not bad.
She won a $50,000 fighter bonus, right? Right? And she said that this training camp and I think she moved to Las Vegas. You can correct me if I'm wrong. To fight with her husband. She's had negative dollars in her bank account. He had like a $15,000 loan she had to take out to pay for this training camp, and she started tearing up. Man, she cried when she found out she won. What are we gonna do, dude? We can't have fighters and like they're living below the poverty line. What is this?
I know it's sad, but it's just the way it's going to be. We've already talked about this subject so much. What else can you do? You're under the big bald guy, Kingpin.
A co-main event of a UFC card, dude, and she was living under the poverty line, paying more for her, paying more to compete than they were paying her to compete.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous. This isn't the Olympics, man. This isn't amateurs where you go and you're playing for pride. This is your life, okay? We need to be paying these people.
Absolutely.
Okay, talk to me about the Sean Strickland upset fight.
I turned it off after the fourth round. I knew it was just dominant. He outstruck him, which shocked me. I don't know. He was dominant, dominated him. He's in the top 10 now. I'd like to see him fight the winner of Derek Brunson Till. But not much to say that he looked good, but he's still an idiot.
Okay, so is this more so Uriah Hall being Uriah Hall and not showing up? Like sometimes like he does, like the Gastelum fight and other fights he's had? Or is this Sean Strickland being better than what we thought he was?
I think it's both, but I think it is Strickland being better than we thought he is. His pressure is crazy.
Yeah.
That affects Hall.
I don't know. He's just so basic, and he's not very. Just the hand speed isn't. He's not very fast. I don't know what it was. I don't know how. I still don't know how Uriah Hall didn't beat this guy. I wasn't impressed. I'm sorry. I just wasn't impressed.
I don't know. We have to see more out of him. That's it.
But this dude is like, I don't know what the UFC does with this guy. He's talking like he's not saying he doesn't care if he kills people. He's saying he wants to kill people in the octagon. He's saying that he was hooking up meth in trailer parks if he wasn't in the UFC fighting. Like, I don't like this dude. I'm gonna be completely honest. This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, the guy's horrible for the sport. Horrible.
I would like to see him get flatlined by maybe I'm blanking here. Big Mouth. What's his name? Big Mouth.
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland, man, spank that ass.
That's a good fight if he for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he beats Darren Till. I think Darren Till destroys him, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, that was a horrible lead up to cards.
It was bad.
But we do have some UFC 264 this weekend.
265.
265. Okay. Anything on the prelims?
Yeah, man. We got our boy Manel Cape, who's lost us both quite a bit on the he's the main event of the early prelims. Dude, I'm taking Ode Osborne. I don't have any idea who Ode Osborne is, but Manel Cape can't buy a win in the UFC. He's gonna go 0-3. He's gonna lose. He's gonna get cut.
I think Manel Cape gets it done. He shows up this fight and he wins a split decision.
Dude, if he wins on the one time I don't bet on, I'm gonna be pissed. That is probably it on the early prelims, but then we go to the preliminary card, and we got Carolina Kowalkiewicz. Holy, I can't say that. We're taking on Jessica Pena.
Pena is so ever since her drug test, she didn't look good in her last fight. She was the title challenger before. She was a former champ. Pena just did not look good in her last fight coming off the steroids. Split decision win that she shouldn't have got. Carolina's on tough times too, coming off 4 losses, but she's also lost to top competition. So I say Carolina gets a unanimous decision and back on track.
I think Jessica Pena is going to win a decision here, but this is a sloppy fight. This is 2 people on hard times. This is like a loser leaves town match if I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure. I agree.
I'm not very interested in it. They got name value because they've been in the UFC for so long. It's you just keep seeing them on cards. It's oh wow, they're fighting again. They're losing again. Cool. Okay.
At least one will win.
At least one will win. Alonzo Menefield versus Ed Herman. Are you any interested in that?
Ed Herman is probably going to get knocked out.
Yes, I agree. Okay, the main event of the prelims. I'm really excited for Bobby Green taking on Raphael Physio. This is a good fight.
Raphael's so it's a bad stylistic matchup for Bobby Green.
Yeah, Bobby Green's a bit of a brawler, and Physio's got crazy hand speed and hits like a truck. He's kind of short for the lightweight division, but he's explosive and he covers distance well. He should knock out Bobby Green.
Yeah, I think he stops him in round 2.
Yeah, if not the first. Okay, Song Yadong taking on Casey Kenny. That's a good fight too.
Both are young, and both need a win. It sucks that one of them has to go on a 2-fight losing streak. But I do got Casey by unanimous decision.
I think Casey Kenny's ability to mix in his wrestling is going to be big for this one. Song Yadong is pretty much as a stand-up guy from what I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's more stand-up.
He's team alpha male guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Casey Kenny's going to just he got the versatility, and he showed that he does have some hands. He fought fairly even on the feet with Dominic Cruz. He lost almost every round in my opinion, but he did some good damage himself.
Yeah, I thought that fight was closer, but.
Okay, Angela Hill is back again, taking on Tecia Torres in a rematch.
Tecia Torres, unanimous decision.
Angela Hill, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think she gets it done this time.
I don't think so.
But, I mean, 12-5 versus 13-9. One of them is leaving with a salty record, and the other one is going to get a win.
Yeah, I mean, 12-9 is pretty bad.
Dude,
double digits with only 12 wins.
If she's 13-10 after this, dude, that's tough times.
That's fallen in Mark Hunt territory.
Why does she fight so frequently? Isn't it like every 3 months or something?
Sometimes less than that. It was a month for one of her fights.
I think it's because she's getting older and she just wants to keep getting them in.
Yeah, get those paid. Make the record a little better.
Yeah. Okay. 2 red hot welterweights. Michael Kiesa taking on Vincente Luca. Honestly, dude, I just think Luca has way more ways to win this fight. I'd say he's pretty comparable jiu-jitsu player as Kiesa. He doesn't use it as much because he's got those hands. In fact, he's more athletic. I'd say Kiesa's a little bit bigger, but I think Luca hits harder. I think Luca is just going to dominate this, man. He's going to try to avoid the ground exchanges if he can, but if he gets there, I don't think he's going to be in big trouble because he's a black belt himself. He trains with the Burns, the Burns boys.
I honestly think Kiesa just dominates this fight 30-27. I think he takes him to the ground and smothers him for 3 rounds.
You think he can maul Luca?
Yes.
You think he's that much better of a grappler than Luca?
Yeah.
I don't see it, dude. I just don't see it.
We'll
can't
see. We shall see.
This isn't Neil Magny, man. This guy is like, this
Legit.
is a different.
I know, but I think Kiesa's great at welterweight.
We'll see. But the winner of this could be next in line for a title.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's good. It's big. Okay, co-main event, dude. This is such a good fight too. Oh my goodness, Jose Aldo taking on Pedro Munoz. How do you see this one going?
I see Pedro Munoz outstriking Aldo. Honestly, I think he might stop him in the 3rd round because Aldo seems to be good for the first 2 rounds, and in the 3rd round he fades. I just see Pedro Munoz pushing the pressure, and you could hit Pedro with anything, and he just keeps coming forward, and that's horrible for Aldo. I think it's going to be an upset. I think Aldo's the favorite. I think Pedro Munoz probably stops him in the 3rd round just because of the pressure is going to build up on Aldo.
Very possible. It definitely could go that way. I do think, though, Pedro's so wild that he's just going to be getting pieced up the first 2 rounds. Aldo's his jab has become like the key weapon. It used to be his leg kicks. Now he just sticks that jab and does good work with it. He does a nice left hook to the body. I think his boxing is just way too crisp to be losing on points for those first 2 rounds against Pedro. But then that 3rd round comes around, he's going to be tired. He cuts a ton of weight to make 135. There's a good chance Pedro does catch him and knock him out. But I think it's going to be a lot like the Marlon Vera fight where he just he goes to the grappling and just kind of rides him out for the last round. I think Jose Aldo wins a unanimous decision.
I think that Aldo can grind him out if he mixes in his wrestling, but I do see Pedro stopping him in the 3rd.
Dude, if Aldo gets knocked out, I'm going to be pissed.
Could you imagine? Peter Yan could knock him out sooner than 3 rounds.
Yeah, but the way that Peter Yan just pounded on the back of his head was brutal.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Okay. In the main event, I'm not calling it what the UFC is calling it. This is just the main event. This isn't a title fight. I don't care what they say. There's some BS. If you're gonna have an interim title fight, it's gotta have either Stipe or John Jones in it, not Derek Lewis or Cyril Gane. But who do you have in this heavyweight main event? Derek Lewis versus Cyril Gane.
I got Cyril Gane breaking Derek Lewis down with just constant movement and hitting. I don't think Derek Lewis will be able to hit that one shot. I do think that the big thing in this fight is Cyril Gane does have some wrestling and submissions. I do think he submits Derek Lewis in the 4th round after tiring him because he has that background that not many people know of. He has an arm triangle. I think it's arm triangle choke. But I do think he mixes in his wrestling and stays away from the big right.
It's a hard fight for Derek. Gane is just so much more technically sound, more athletic. He's faster. He's light on his feet. But he hits like a flat. He does not hit hard. If Derek Lewis just shows zero respect and marches him down, there's a good chance he can get him out of there like a George Foreman type knockout. Like, think this is gonna look a lot like Ali Foreman in my opinion. Ali's just gonna be dancing around Cyril Gane, and then Lewis is just gonna be throwing these hammers, just trying to knock him out one shot at a time. I think you have to favor the more all-around guy in Cyril Gane, but the same can be said about Volkov. The same can be said about Blades. This guy's just hammering dudes he shouldn't be beating. But I'm going to say that the ride comes to a close here. I think Cyril Gane moves to 10-0. I have a hard time seeing him stop him. If he does, I think it's going to be, like you said, submission. I don't think he's going to be able to knock him out or TKO him. Even off of his back, Derek Lewis is hard to hurt. He's huge.
And he's hard. Derek Lewis jumps up at random times. It's weird.
Yeah. So I'm going to say unanimous decision for Cyril Gane.
I got 4th round submission after wearing him down and taking him down and just submitting him. Probably arm triangle choke.
But I hope Derek and his hot balls absolutely destroy the Frenchman.
Oh, I hope so too.
Yeah. Can you imagine Derek Lewis, UFC interim heavyweight champion?
Horrible.
Horrible.
That means he beat every top 6. He beat every top 6 guy, and except for Stipe, and like they said, like top 15, he's beaten like 8 of them.
Yeah. Would he Hall of Famer if he wins this fight?
It's possible. It's possible he's a Hall of Famer now, really.
I don't know, man. He also got knocked out by getting slammed by Matt Mitrione, so that also happened.
And Sean Jordan beat him twice, the real world champion.
Yeah, it's he has a weird resume, man.
Weird. He loses to bums and wins against great guys.
Washed Junior Dos Santos knocked him out. Like, it was just weird. It's just weird.
Mark Hunt.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So.
Anything else we want to touch on this weekend? Is there any Bellator or anything?
No Bellator, no PFL. There's some boxing. Michael Hunter fights tomorrow.
Tonight.
So shout out again. We already shouted him out. He should get the win. If you haven't checked out that interview, do. So any boxing you want to talk about this week?
Chris Algieri's on the co-main event tonight as well. He's taking on Mikel's Les Pierre. No idea. They're probably just trying to get him a win. I don't think Algieri's fought since before COVID. It's been a while. So good. Hopefully Algieri gets a win, and that's pretty much it for him. He's like 38 now?
Yeah, he's getting old. The teacher, right?
No, he's a nutritionist.
Oh, okay. He's in ridiculous shape though.
Oh, freak. That's pretty much it for boxing. Any news anything you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Yeah, some big fights were announced. We got Islam Makhachev. Did I say that right? Versus RDA finally.
Okay.
We got Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje, and Kobe Covington versus Usman, which is great.
And we got Rumble versus Nemkov and Anderson versus Bader. Official.
And Logan Paul is now the favorite against Anderson Silva. So get your checks out.
That's insane. Dude, aren't we like 2 weeks away from the other
Woodley?
Paul, Woodley?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? And I think he's still the favorite too, Jake.
Crazy.
What kind of world are we living in?
YouTube boxing.
Wow. Right now, right off the top of your head, I'm going to just name a fight. Tell me who you think is going to win. Nemkov, Rumble.
Nemkov.
Okay. Anderson, Bader.
And Bader.
And Gaethje, Chandler.
Gaethje, easy.
And Colby, Usman too.
Usman. Second round knockout.
Interesting. We'll get to those breakdowns as they get closer. I wanted to hear where the man's mind was at right now, but I think that's all we got for you.
And no King Can. I better go crack one open. I'm just kidding. We're out.